December 21st, 2016, and something has happened out there in Atlanta, Georgia. An Atlanta attorney has been charged in the shooting death of his wife, who happens to be a business executive. Some may be so desensitized to think that this is just a domestic gone wild. However, there are some things about how the screen says Tex McIver's past that makes one ponder into his now. A well-known Atlanta attorney has been charged in the shooting death of his business executive wife. His name is old Mr. Claude Tex McIver. Out there in Atlanta, Georgia, he is facing felony charges. They're calling it involuntary manslaughter and a misdemeanor charge of reckless conduct. He was expected to turn himself in Wednesday. Hello, today is Wednesday. Atlanta police spokesman Donald Hanna said they don't say if he did turn himself in as of the time of that reporting. It was last updated at 6:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So he could be God knows where. McIver's attorney, Stephen Maples, did not immediately respond to a phone message and email seeking comment on these charges. Old McIver, but sure to sound like MacGyver when you say it. McIver has told local news media he was riding in a rear seat of an SUV on September 25th when a gun he was holding discharged and the bullet hit his wife, 64-year-old Diane McIver, who was sitting in the front passenger seat. Well, she later died at a hospital. There, those two are. Moving right along here into this. Old Tex McIver, who's in his 70s, is a partner at a prominent labor and employment law firm out there in Atlanta. And he's the vice chair of the state election board. I shit you not, motherfucker. He also sits on the advisory committee of the American Bar Association's Standing Committee on Gun Violence. His wife was president of U.S. Enterprises, Inc., the parent company of Corey Airport Services. She worked there for 43 years, according to that company. And they lived in Atlanta's upscale Buckhead neighborhood. In the days following the shooting, police told local news media they were working through the investigation slowly because they wanted to get it right. They probably got all kinds of agencies up in there investigating, triangulating. Moving along here, it has quite a bit to say, as you can see. This article is pretty wordy. Bear with me, folks. Several days after the shooting, Bill Crane, a McIver family friend, told local media, everybody's telling local media shit, huh? That the couple was returning home from their horse ranch in rural Putnam County, which is about 70 miles southeast of Atlanta, when the person driving, remember, old Tex was in the back seat and his wife sitting in front of him in the front passenger seat. Now, here's about this driver. This driver was later identified by media as a friend of Diane McIver, the victim. Well, she decides she's going to exit that highway out there in rural Putnam County to avoid traffic. There ain't no traffic out there, is there? I don't know anything about Atlanta, but it did say rural, and she needed to jump off that highway to avoid traffic. Okay, as the SUV near an intersection in Midtown Atlanta where a homeless shelter is located. While they were trying to avoid traffic, they thought they was going to go straight up into, let's see, Atlanta's Skid Row, and their vehicle was approached by several people. Now, this is the story that this friend, McIver family friend, Bill Crane, is saying, like he was there and shit. Well, the McIvers were nervous about unrest surrounding the, get this, Black Lives Matter protests. You can't make this shit up, okay? But they're trying to. And feared a carjacking. Not. The couple took out a .38 caliber snub nose revolver wrapped in a plastic grocery bag from the center console. What the? They was out avoiding traffic and they decided to take a Grey Poupon break, and they had their weapon in the center console wrapped in a effing grocery bag. Plastic grocery bag. That is concealed weapon. You know, once it's concealed and it's concealed in that manner, you know somebody was trying to hide it in plain sight. Oh, we're not done yet. Well, the couple took out a .38 caliber snub-nose revolver wrapped in this plastic grocery bag from the center console, and several blocks later near Piedmont Park, the SUV hit a bump and the gun fired. This Bill Crane said. He says that old Tex McIver, who was nodding off in the back seat behind his wife when they hit the bump, he didn't remember firing the gun. Now, a few days later, Maples told the Journal-Constitution that there had been no concern about unrest. Instead, he said the McIvers pulled out the gun as a precaution after seeing people in the street in an area where homeless people hang out while they're trying to avoid traffic. McIver fell asleep and was jarred awake near the park, Maples said. Quote, I was suddenly awoken. I lurched and the gun fired, end quote, McIver told the newspaper on October 6th. I must have forgotten it was in my lap. I saw a flash. End quote. Tex McIver said he loved his wife and that the shooting was accidental and left him feeling overwhelmed with grief. Shit. Quote, she was my life partner, end quote, he said. Quote, my life as I know it is ruined because of this accident, end quote. Lee Davis now, an attorney for Danny Joe Carter, who was driving the SUV, his friend of the wife, told the Journal-Constitution and WSB-TV that the vehicle was stopped at a red light when the gun fired. Getting all mixed up now. State Senator Vincent Fort now, he's getting involved. He's an Atlanta Democrat, and he's talking about calling for McIver to be removed from the Safety Election Board because of the initial account that he had been concerned about the Black Lives Matter movement. So what is he trying to do here, really? I mean, first his wife, he kills his wife. Sure, she didn't see that coming. He fell asleep. Oh my goodness, he didn't see it happen, but she sure didn't see it happen. I believe Mr. MacIver's actions, wait a minute, quote, I believe Mr. MacIver's actions since the tragic death of his wife have called into question his views on the African American community and undermine the presumption of fairness he must have to serve as a member of the board. End quote. Senator Fort wrote in a letter to Senate leaders on August 24th, according to the Journal-Constitution. Earlier this month, Tex MacIver held a 4-day estate sale to unload many items from his wife's lavish closet, including designer shoes and more than 100 fur coats, according to local media. Maples said MacIver is the executor of his wife's estate, and the sale was a step toward settling her affairs. Roger Quillen, managing partner of Fisher and Phillips, the law firm where Tex MacIver is a partner, said in a statement that MacIver told the firm Monday that he will retire at the end of this year rather than next year as planned, according to the Daily Report. Spin the wheel, take a deal. It's not the first time Tex MacIver has been charged with a gun crime. He was indicted by a grand jury in 1990 for allegedly shooting into a car of teenagers, reported CBS affiliate WGCL. Prosecutors declined to pursue the charges of aggravated assault, possession of a firearm, and criminal damage to property. In that incident, no one was injured. Let me know what you think about this timely death. This has been Me the People Perspectives. Break this news.